Please welcome back to the Epic Comedy Hour stage from Atlanta, Georgia, Aaron Chasteen!
Alrighty. The other day, somebody told me that I had this baby face with this dad bod. Thank you. And you know, like what's that supposed to mean though? You know, like my face just hit puberty, but my body's having some kind of weird midlife crisis. I don't understand. But let me tell you, that's way better than having a dad face with a baby bod. So. And then you just look like Ryan Reynolds at the end of a Deadpool 2. And I have a speech impediment. Please keep your pants on. And doctors have tried to, diagnose precisely what's wrong with me. A few call it this a verbal block, but personally I like to call it a cock block. So it's me. What's up, guys? What's up? Yeah, real quick though, just get you guys kind of comfortable, with the way that I talk. I would like to share this poem that I wrote about my speech impediment. I call it Through Broken Lips, and it's quite the doozy, so buckle up, guys. Here we go, I guess. Let's see, roses are roses are never mind. The end. That's my poem. Thank you. And lots of times when people hear me talk, they tend to think that I'm shy, but would just like to let you guys know that in preschool, I bit my teacher on the breast. So, what's up, ladies? But it's very frustrating, just stuttering and whatnot. Like a lot of people recognize me, due to the way that I talk. I went back, home, and I visited, the church I grew up in, and I was talking with my mom, when this lady walks up behind me, and she goes, "Aaron, is that you? I didn't recognize you till you started talking." And I was like, "Laura, is that you? I thought you've been dead for 4 years." I don't know. But like I said, it's very frustrating though, because within that moment, I realized that I could never be a Spider-Man one day. But you understand, guys? Alright, you're not on board, we'll get you there. Alright, so Peter Parker has to hide his identity, to protect his loved ones. See, I told you I'd get you there. And to protect his loved ones, Aunt May and whatnot, But I feel like if that was me swinging from building to building, people would know, right? So just imagine I just got done saving the day, right? When somebody hollers out, "Hey, who are you?" And I'm like, I'm Spider-Man. To which they're like, "Aaron?" And I'm like, no, I'm Spider-Man. And they're like, "Nah, man, we went to high school together. This is what you're up to these days?" I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah, last week I got bit by this radioactive, this hovering tarantula, and it's been downhill since then, so. But like I said, it's very frustrating living with this. A lot of times I have to change my words, just to make it through my sentences, which sucks at restaurants. Because I never get the meal I went there to get. You understand, guys? It's a nightmare. I'm always like, "Yeah, let me try your grilled not tonight. Let's see. Let's go with a medium rare next time. How's your bean dip? Yeah, that's good. All right, we'll go with one of those. All right, so a great choice. What would you like to drink with that? Yeah, let me go with a doctor. Bean dip. Because guys, check this out. Bean dip is just so easy to say. You understand? It just pops off my mouth. Bean dip, right? You understand, guys? bean dip. She doesn't get it. But that really worries me, one day I might have to do adult things, like giving it directions, and it's gonna be a train wreck, right, guys? I'm gonna be like, yeah, you want to go about 4 miles down a Bean Dip Avenue, and you're gonna turn left, all right? And you're gonna follow that for about 6 more miles and turn right onto, you guessed it, Bean Dip Street, which that's gonna take you by this little Mexican restaurant, which, by the way, has fantastic queso. Not a queso crowd, understandable. Makes me not poop too. But yeah, I like to do comedy though, right? To show that there's like positive sides to us stuttering. Like did you guys know that 3 out of 4 people who stutter, they're men? Yeah, so in some weird way, that's just nature's way of making us better listeners. Right, ladies? You want that happy relationship, fellas? Just choke on half your words, they'll just love you so much more for it. But yeah, I shouldn't be giving relationship advice, though. Relationships are just not my strong point, but it's typically because people ask me very dumb questions about my speech impediment. Like I took this one girl to dinner, and she goes, not to be offensive, which means she's about to be offensive, guys. But is your stutter contagious? Like, what? No. But that makes me very worried about what else you might have, so we're wrapping it up tonight. And no joke, 2 weeks after that date, the same girl hits me up, and she goes, hey, Aaron, just wanted to let you know, yesterday I had this mini stroke, so now doctors say that I'll have this temporary speech impediment. What should I do? And I was like, oh shit. You should go to a doctor, because that's definitely contagious. Get those antibiotics, I don't know what to tell you. I took this other girl to dinner, and she goes, does your stutter affect your kissing? Which I was like, no, but it makes me great at eating pussy, so what can I say, Not much, but I recently began seeing this lady for this next joke, and we have way too much in common though, like we're both very nervous human beings, but when she gets very nervous, her hands shake really bad, so we do this super cute thing, where she's really nervous, her hands are shaking real bad. She loves when I just reach over and hold her hands gently, until she feels safe and she's not shaking anymore. Which when my stutter gets really bad, she loves to just reach over and grab my throat and just choke the shit out of me. It works every time, guys, I tell you what. I stop stuttering, I stop breathing, and then I come, so it's all good. I've got lots of other problems though, besides that one, I guess. I'm also the younger twin. Man, it's a nightmare being the younger twin. I'm younger by 10 minutes, which if you guys didn't know, that's just enough time for everyone to forget that the second baby's on the way. You understand? My parents were in the car, right? I'm just a little quick trip baby, you understand? But me and my twin were fraternal, which means she does improv, and man is she successful. And but people have a lot of misconceptions about fraternal twins, they say the twin telepathy is just not as strong, and I beg to differ, right? There were multiple days my sister would walk up to me and she would be like, I think your ear hurting? And my ear is hurting, and I can really feel when you're in pain, and I would be like, oh, it is kind of hurting, and I can really feel when you're full of shit. I stutter due to anxiety though, it's great, and to help with that, I like to smoke a little bit of pot, just a little bit though, right? too much, I'm I'm paranoid about cannibalism. As if that's just something I'm gonna walk out the door and have to deal with. Do you understand? But the other day, my friends and I were sitting around smoking this bowl, like the rascals we are, and we got on the topic of death and everything. That's very dark, I know, but we were talking about, the older we get, the more comfortable with cremation we are, right? It's just so beautiful that, the idea, right? Your family, your friends, your loved ones, taking your ashes, and spreading them across the mountains or a lake. It's so beautiful, right? But then my friend chimes in. He was way too high, and he goes, "When I die, I want y'all to cremate me. Roll me up into a blunt, and y'all can smoke me." To which I was like, "Man, I would love to, but that would be cannabisalism, so." And that's terrifying, so. Yeah, it's hard to buy weed when you look like you do your hair in Chick-fil-A sauce, but it's terrible, guys. It's so hard. My first time buying weed, though, my friend, he was like, "Hey, text this guy." And so I text this guy, a total stranger, right? So and he said, "Yeah, just let him know you want some." And so my first text message read, "Hey man, this is Aaron Chasteen. Can I buy some marijuana from you?" And he didn't respond. Very offensive. So my friend sees that and he goes, "Oh, no. Don't call it marijuana. You're supposed to call it green bologna." Supposedly we were buying from Dr. Seuss, I guess. So I text Dr. Seuss again and I'm like, "Hey man, they just told me to call it quote unquote green bologna. What's your address? I'll come to you." So my friend, he sees it, that text, and he's like, "Oh shit, man, he totally thinks you're the cops now." And I was like, "Oh, I can fix this." So I sent him a third and final text saying, "Hey man, Chasteen again, not a cop." And I did not get high that night. My mom was proud, I guess, for the wrong reasons. I don't know. But growing up, I used to be slightly overweight. I had to be a little heavier, which made it easier for kids at school to call me names like Aaron or Porky Pig. Do you laugh at that? What? No, but the worst part about that, I was homeschooled, so thanks, Mom. But homeschooling wasn't terrible, right? The lunches were pretty good, I guess. My mom would always be like, "Hey, Porky, the chicken nuggets are ready." Which I would be like, "All right, chicken nuggets." And for those of you that don't know what that is, that's why I call it a homeschooled high five. So, pat on my back, I guess. I grew up in church. I got left there at age 4. But the free bread was great, so I can't complain, I was raised a Southern Baptist, which is basically just, Catholicism with blue jeans. And, the church, they really liked me for a few reasons. One, I joined the choir, which is weird, I know. But while singing, I don't really have this problem. If y'all know Mel Tillis, a very similar thing. But like I said, that's very weird. That's like some prostitute that can't masturbate. Just do your job, it's so easy. But they mainly liked me because they believe that I was speaking in tongue. They were like, "Oh, that boy, he's talking to Jesus." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, ma'am. I'm trying to talk to you right now. If you want to hang in there with me, we'll get through this sentence by sentence." But like I said earlier, I stuttered due to anxiety, and with that, I have a lot of heightened fears, right? I'm horrified of one day I might have to call 911 and explain to them why I need their help right now. You understand, guys? It's terrifying. What if someone were to break in my house, and I've got to hide in my Yeah, I just have to hide, you know. So I'm like, okay. All right, let's see. All right, 911. 911, what's your emergency? Help! 911, that's what we do. What's your location, sir? Home. Send help, please. Yeah, you're not making any sense here, sir. Yeah, could you please elaborate? If you've got the time. I was in my house eating a honey bun when a man burst in his hands with a gun. He looked at me with glaring eyes. I looked at him and began to cry. He took my table that was made of glass. I yelled at him, "I'm gonna kick your butt." So basically what I'm trying to do is report a robbery to you. Did you get that? I can't do that twice. Right, Joe, what if I had to call the fire department like, "This house is on fire!" Anyways, that's been my time, guys. Thank you all very much. I've been Aaron Chasteen.